zombies are becoming widely popular, such as like around the United States, such as in like shows like The Walking Dead or Z Nation. Um, so I thought for my demonstration speech, I would show everyone how to do a zombie bite makeup. My little brother is my test dummy, so we're gonna work with it. Um, you have to make. I guess it would be considered like a putty, like a makeup putty thing, so you can actually form the zombie bite. So for that, you're going to need flour, which I put in a cup, and a little bit of Vaseline. And then for the blood part of it, you're going to use corn syrup. Mine's light corn syrup, but I guess any corn syrup would work. Chocolate syrup, like you would use in your milk, and some red dye. I also have a piece of ripped up Kleenex that you'll put on the bite later. Kind of gives it more of a gory detail. And a couple of application sponges for the glue you put down first, and then another one for the blood. So your hands don't get all sticky. So first thing I did is make the blood. It's a little bit easier to make than the putty is. So you just, I eyeballed it. You really only need maybe, I think about a capful of the corn syrup in there. And then a little bit less than a capful of the chocolate syrup. And I put in about 5 drops of the red food dye. And then you just mix it together. If it's not red enough, you can always add more of the food dye. I know, I think it turned out pretty gory looking when I got done with it, so I left it. And then to make the putty, you only need a teaspoon of the Vaseline, and you have to eyeball the rest of the flour. You don't need a whole lot of it. Once you get it all mixed together, it should be like a little ball. It should be a little sticky. It's still a little sticky, but that's going to help it stick to the skin once you get there. And but if you do use too much, which I have done before, it comes really flaky and it won't stick on there. So you just have to be careful with that. So the first thing you're going to do is pick a spot. We've designated his arm for this. So turn it to the side. So you're going to take one of your sponges and you're going to put some glue on it. Not a lot, so it can dry fast. That way when you're putting the actual application part on there, that it won't take too long to dry. So just a thin layer. The good thing about using Elmer's glue is that it usually just peels off right at the end. So it's an easy cleanup. Turn your chair this way. Okay. And then for this, the actual piece that you're going to put down, you want to shape it into like a form of a bite. I kind of start out and I just put like a little, like I start by making like a little half circle and then kind of connect it instead of trying to peel out the middle if you lay down like the whole piece. So it is really sticky. And you're going to want to make sure that it lays down flush with his skin. That way it actually looks real and not too big. Now if you don't want to get your hands dirty, which they're going to get really sticky with this, I would advise getting like some latex gloves or something to help with that. So now I'm going to put the second piece on there. Gotta make sure you get it all smoothed out. For this makeup, it doesn't all exactly have to be even because you want it to look like something took a piece out of your arm. And I have his arm on a paper towel just for when we get to the blood part. It does get a little gnarly and messy. So once we get that laid down, I ripped a piece of tissue paper, or not tissue, Kleenex, and I guess it depends on how big your bite is, but you want to just rip it again into another piece. And I kind of like wadded it up, and you're going to put it like in the middle of the bite. It's going to give a little bit more of a gory effect. If you don't see it right away, you'll see it after you get the blood on there, because it really does soak up the blood. So we're going to put that down in his bite. Put this back in the bowl. And then I'm going to take the sponge I did not use the glue on, and I'm going to apply the blood. The tissue will really soak up the blood a lot, so you'll have to make sure you kind of have to glob it on there a little bit, I guess, for lack of better terms. And so it kind of sticks. I guess you could actually use a spoon to get some of it on there too. It will drip, and it is really messy, so you'll have to be careful. I suggest wearing clothes that you are fine with getting dirty or easy to wash. You want to try to make sure to cover, even get some on his actual skin, their actual skin, so it looks a little more realistic while it's on there. Turn it on a little bit. I also found out that I didn't do this because I don't wear makeup, so I don't really have any, but you can mix foundation in with the skin mixture. That way it could possibly look, it could look more realistic. He has a darker skin tone anyway, so his skin tone would be darker than mine. I'd have to go buy a new one, so I didn't do that. But it does turn out pretty good. It's going to be really hard to show on camera since it's messy, so I will post a picture underneath of it. Let's hold it. You got it? Go hold it up to the camera. Yeah. No, up. Up, like there. Yeah. So this is the dough putty thing we made right here around the skin area, and then the blood. We put the tissue in the middle. It kind of, as you can see, it kind of shows a little bit more of like a little gore effect to it. This recipe isn't perfected. Trying to find one where the blood stuff actually sticks a little bit more to the area, but it does still give it a nice effect. It goes around his arm, and you can see where it started dripping down, so it is quite messy of a makeup. So, I would highly suggest clothes that is easy to wash, and possibly gloves. We have red dye all over them. But so whether you're going to do a Halloween makeup or go to a Comic-Con, this makeup could work for either. You can always place it in different spots, or if you just need one aspect of it, like you just want the blood part, so it kind of works a little bit for everything. And here is my audience again. Cody is sitting there.